What if I told you the part of yourself that you avoid the most is actually the one running your life? Carl Jung called it the shadow, the unconscious force behind your triggers, your fears, and your weird habit of dating people who resemble your childhood wounds. The shadow isn't evil, it's just repressed. It's everything you've pushed out of sight because society, or your grandma, told you it was too much. Too angry, too needy, too real. Jung believed that ignoring the shadow doesn't make it go away. It just makes it stronger and sneakier. How it shows up in real life. Have you ever snapped at someone you love, then apologized like it wasn't you talking? Or felt irrational rage towards someone confident, not because they're wrong, but because they remind you of the parts of yourself you've buried? Or fantasized about revenge like we talked about in my last video, link in the description below? Then congratulations. That's your shadow speaking fluent passive-aggressive. From a psychological perspective, the shadow is part of the unconscious mind. It develops when we're children, absorbing messages like a sponge, but keeping only what we think will be accepted. In a way, the shadow is your internal exile, but it's not gone. It leaks out, in jealousy, in control, in people-pleasing, in late-night overthinking spirals, in the ego. Just this morning, during a tarot session, I pulled the death card. Now, before your imagination throws on a cloak and starts planning a funeral, death in tarot is about transformation. It's the burning away, the ego's funeral. It shows up when we're clinging to something that no longer serves you, that's already dying or already dead. I watched a movie, a classic, The Count of Monte Cristo. You know, that deliciously dark fantasy where the wounded man returns, rich, powerful, educated, and still haunted. That story doesn't just entertain, it exposes us. Because the fantasy of revenge is seductive, but it's also your shadow dressed to kill. Pulling the death card after sitting with that story, it hit me. Reality slapping me in the face. You don't really heal by winning or by punishing. You heal by letting the old version of you die. And that's what shadow work really is, not banishment, not denial, but death and rebirth. Here's your reflection invitation. The next time you feel triggered, take out your journal or your notes app. Close your eyes and visualize. Answer one of these questions or both. What old wound is this bringing up? What's one thing people accuse me of that I instantly deny? Now pause. Take a deep breath. Don't fight the answer. Write it down. This is your shadow talking. If this stirred something in you, good. The work begins when the discomfort shows up. Next time, building on what we've learned from revenge and transformation, we'll break down the inner critic, one of the shadow's loudest voices. Like, subscribe, share, and stay with me as we go deeper into the psyche, into the self, into the eighth house.